My name is Florence Amerley Adu. I am the CEO and founder of LEAP Transmedia Productions, as well as Argo Do LLC. I am based in Accra and in New York City. And I relocated to Accra about 13 years ago to start LEAP Transmedia. And the motivation for that was to nurture future minds with educational and informational content for children and families. About 5 years ago, I created the Global Citizens podcast. And that is the podcast that inspires a borderless mindset around manifesting a new world. And with a focus on citizenship, last May, I launched the Global Citizens Solutionscape and Stretch Salon Series, which was about the future of work. And that is how I come to be here at the conference to talk about and find out more about how the future of work is integrated into the development of new cities and new concepts around governance and democracy and urban development. I'm about activism. So I feel like being in the coalition will help me to network with stakeholders, as well as just to understand what it takes to be in the weeds, on the grassroots of understanding how to think about new cities and how we connect with each other. So my parents are Ghanaian. I grew up in the beautiful state of Colorado. And growing up, my family migrated in the late 60s, early 70s. And they made a choice not to speak our local language to my sister and I. So my sister being older, she picked it up and she still understands. Me, not so much. And so with a background in education, I did the Teach for America program. I really was thinking about how do I make an impact in Africa? And how do I make an impact in the lives of children? And so I thought, Sesame Street. People move to the US all the time. They learn English watching Sesame Street. And so my concept was to do the same in Ghana, assisting with young people with literacy. The thing that colonialism has challenged most African countries with is making language a foreign language for most young people starting schools. So they're learning someone else's language, not their mother tongue in school. And so the critical thing for me was to go back, learn the language myself, and also equip young people with first knowledge of their own languages as they then could progress through an education system where they are active in their learning process. So the greatest challenge now I face is really thinking about community organizing. The ways that we distribute content, the ways that we distribute information really relies on how communities interact with each other. Sure, we're in the digital age and we all have devices, et cetera, but at the core of how we really change cities and change communities is figuring out how to organize people. And so with the distractions that we're facing so much nowadays, I really want to understand how to get communities to really come back to each other to then solve for their own needs and be able to communicate those to other levels of governance to help them. So the biggest challenge, I think, is figuring out what the key pieces are to organize intergenerational groups of community members to come together to solve for their own needs. My vision is that we look at cities from a public goods perspective, first and foremost. So we are recognizing that transportation infrastructure is necessary, that healthcare infrastructure is necessary, that education infrastructure are the necessary foundational pieces that employ masses. And then from there, obviously we want to take care of our market needs and our food and all those things, but it's really reimagining cities from the public goods perspective, first and foremost. And then beautiful cities is number one for me too. So green building, green spaces, and things like that. I just really want to encourage people who are interested in what the future of Africa looks like and sounds like and is as an experience to get involved. That's the biggest thing to do for all of us, is to get involved.